Welcome back to the program. U.S. President Donald Trump has written to the U.S. Congress to advise that he is extending the state of national emergency against Burundi. The measure, which restricts U.S. travel, business and aid to designated countries, was first imposed by President Trump's predecessor, Barack Obama, in 2015. It was introduced after the East African nation plunged into political crisis after President Pierre Nkurunziza sought a controversial third term in office. An attempted coup against Mr. Nkurunziza sparked civil violence that resulted in hundreds being killed and at least 400,000 people fleeing to neighboring countries. The White House statement says the situation in Burundi is a threat to peace in the region and continues to pose an unusual and extraordinary threat to the national security and foreign policy of the United States. At least 12 people have been killed when rebels attacked the town of Beni in east of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Eyewitnesses say men from the Allied Democratic Forces used machetes to kill people in the city's Boikene neighborhood on Tuesday evening. The Congolese military intervened, but the attack has caused a great deal of anger. People barricaded roads in the city and have been throwing stones at vehicles belonging to the United Nations, whom they accuse of failing to protect them. Last week, ADF rebels also killed 14 people in Beni. Are Egypt's pyramids about to be toppled by Sudan? Long neglected by the world, Sudan's pyramids are slowly starting to attract tourists as the new government relaxes visa rules to entice visitors and hard currency. Take a look.
Portuguese architect Tana Mentora and her husband are almost alone as they tour Sudan's pyramids, a world-class attraction long neglected by the world.
I saw lots of pictures and we were sleeping nearby, so I was able to see it during the evening and in the morning. Until now, I found the landscape really beautiful and people are really, really nice. Always very welcome.
These drawings and carvings are threatened by the sand encroachments, which is considered the primary threat to the drawings, specifically the external ones. We're working on restoring them regularly so that we can preserve them. Alongside the restoration, we have the project battling sand encroachment on sites.
Nearby, a film crew was shooting a promotional video for a travel agency in Khartoum.
Our idea was to come to touristic sites to film them through interesting angles that people have not seen before. We then turned them into videos and short documentaries that reflect for people the tourism and archaeological sites.
Sudan has more, though smaller, pyramids than Egypt, but attracted only about 700,000 tourists in 2018 compared to some 10 million in its northern neighbor. Conflict and crisis under veteran ruler Omar al-Bashir, a tough visa regime, and the lack of roads and decent hotels outside Khartoum have made Sudan an unlikely tourist destination. Like the Egyptians, the Nubian Kush dynasty that had ruled in the area some 2,500 years ago buried members of the royal family in pyramid tombs. Near Meroe's pyramids lie an array of temples with ancient drawings of animals and the ancient city of Naga. And there are more pyramids further north at Jebel Barkah. The new government has already started relaxing the visa system.
We expect that through the procedures that we have now started, that the visa is granted in the shortest possible time. We also expect that the visa is given upon arrival at the airports. We're working on this direction and for having some get their visas on arrival at the airports.
Arrivals fell this year because of unrest, but numbers are expected to exceed 900,000 next year and might reach up to 1.2 million in 2021. Sudan needs tourists after decades of isolation and hyperinflation. At Meroe, thanks to money from Qatar and German expertise, a visitor center has been set up explaining the history of Sudan and the pyramids. There are walking tracks and a new reception center.
Initially known for his lead vocals with South African house music band Mikasa, Jay Something is gaining even more fame for his skills in the kitchen. His passion for cooking, which started as a hobby he shared with his followers on Instagram, has led to a popular YouTube channel and an upmarket restaurant that offers Asian, Portuguese and South African-inspired dishes.
Howard Fonseca, or Jay Something, as millions of his fans know him, is the frontman of the award-winning South African house music group Mikasa. When Jay Something isn't on stage leading the band's vocals, he's busy experimenting with new ways to tickle taste buds.
Food for me is a pleasure. Food for me is a blessing. It's the knowledge of understanding what food does for one and how it's such an important, the most important element of one's life. So it's a hobby. It's become a job, for the lack of a better word. But it's something that I absolutely love, man. I love cooking, I love eating, I love watching, I love looking at food. I just love food.
The crooner leveraged on his influence on social media and his passion for the culinary arts to turn it into a thriving business. It all started 6 years ago when the video of a roast chicken he had prepared went viral.
I think that a post on Instagram has now evolved into a cooking show. Me doing food as a job for the last 5 years has been phenomenal. I've cooked alongside the best chefs in the world, literally. I've headlined the biggest food festivals in South Africa.
At his restaurant, Something's Cooking by Jay Something, the musician and chef serves up dishes featuring flavors from his Portuguese heritage fused with hearty South African dishes.
I love this burger. I think it's called a piri-piri burger. I know why they love the wings. The wings are amazing. I love the sauces that they've used with it. And basically, I love the fact that he put in an element of where he grew up within South Africa.
His culinary combinations and signature cocktails have proved popular with his hundreds of thousands of social media fans who follow his hashtag Something Cooking post on Instagram and Something's Cooking YouTube channel. Unfortunately for Jay Something's growing business, his posts about recipes and tastings have lured scores of people to eat at his spot in Pretoria.
And on that delicious note, we end Network Africa. Thanks for watching. I am Amarachi Ubani.